Alcohol and tobacco. Fermentation beverages existed in early Egyptian civilization. There is even evidence of an early alcoholic drink in China around 7000 BC. The 19th century began promoting the moderate use of alcohol, which ultimately became a push for total prohibitization. Christopher Columbus brought a few tobacco leaves and seeds with him back to Europe, but most Europeans didn't get their first taste of tobacco until the mid 16th century, when adventurers and diplomats like Francis Jean Nicot, from whom nicotine is named, began to popularize its use. Tobacco was introduced in France in 1556, Portugal in 1558, Spain in 1559, and England in 1565. At first, tobacco was produced mainly for pipe smoking, chewing, and snuff. Cigarettes, which had been around in crude form since the early 1600s, didn't become widely popular in the United States until after the Civil War. With its bright tobacco and unique cured yellow leaf grown in Virginia and North Carolina. By the early 20th century, with the growth in cigarette smoking, articles addressing the health effects of smoking began to appear in scientific and medical journals. The type of alcohol in alcoholic drinks we drink is chemically called ethanol. To make alcohol, you need to put grains, fruits, or vegetables through a process called fermentation. When yeast or bacteria reacts to the sugars in foods, byproducts are ethanol and carbon dioxide. A drink's alcohol content is affected by how long it's left to fermentate. The important components of cigarettes is tobacco, which grows in two varieties: Nicotina tabacum and cultivated tobacco, and Nicotina rustica or wild tobacco. Tobacco can be used as a dip, chew, e-cig, and smoke form. Some side effects of tobacco and alcohol and tobacco are the lead of major health risks when used alone or together. Alcohol is associated with chronic liver disease, cancer, cardiovascular disease, acute alcohol poisoning, and fetal alcohol syndrome. Smoking is associated with lung disease, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Short-term effects of alcohol are slurge of speech, drowsiness, emotional change, sleep disruption, lowering of body temperature. Excess use of alcohol could include nausea and vomiting, loss of bowel and bladder control, blackouts in which a drinker does not remember what happened while she or he was drinking, temporary loss of consciousness, or coma and death. Long-term effects could be depression, liver damage, cancer, depression of the immune system, reduction of sexual performance. The effect of tobacco can be smoking cause wrinkly and grayish skin. Smoking also may cause teens to lead to wheezing and asthma. The use of tobacco can also deteriorate your teeth and have them become a yellow tint. How significant this topic is to the class population. Learning about the dangers. For example, did you know that alcohol is ranked globally as the third leading cause of disease and disability after child mutation and unprotected sex? Side effects that may affect the mind and the body. Alcohol and tobacco can cause liver disease and cancer, and both can become very addictive. Short-term and long effects. For alcohol and tobacco can cause bad breath, gum pain, and long-term effects. For example, like alcohol can cause gamma alcoholism, known as the most severe alcohol. Myths about tobacco. Secondhand smoking isn't dangerous. Tens of thousands of non-smokers die every year from breathing other secondhand smokers. An occasional cigarette is no big deal. Cutting back is not enough to protect you. You have to quit entirely to not have any side effects. Myth. You can sober up quickly if needed to. Truth. It takes about 2 hours for the adult body to eliminate the alcohol content from a single drink depending on your weight. Myth. Beers doesn't contain as much alcohol as hard liquor does. A 12-ounce bottle of beer has the same amount of alcohol as a standard shot of 80 proof liquor. Alcohol. Be more aware of alcohol abuse and addiction. It is important to know that alcohol can be abused and that it can affect the mind emotionally and have long-term effects. DTS withdrawals. Withdrawal symptoms might include a professional supervision that can assist with the muscle tremors, nausea, anxiety, hallucinations, high fevers, and rapid heartbeat. This is also known as DTS. Tobacco. 10 puffs of cigarette in 5 minutes is like smoking 30 cigarettes. Tobacco and cigarettes can contain 7,000 chemicals found in like a cigarette. The importance about alcohol. Alcohol changes your brain. Your brain physically adapts to your environment, so you perform better at whatever you're doing, explains Brad Latter, PDH Clinical Director of Addiction Medicine to the Ohio State University Windix Medical Center in Columbus. Alcohol affects men and women differently. Men and women metabolize alcohol differently due to the stomach enzymes, hormones, and radiation of muscle to fat, and water concentration in the body. Dr. Latter says women absorb more alcohol to metabolize it more slowly, and it's also a greater risk for long-term damage for alcohol. Alcohol abuse and alcoholism are different. According to Latter, alcohol abuse is drinking in a manner that causes problem in its person's life. For examples, including neglect of responsibility at work or home, continue to drink even if it's causing relationship problems or expecting legal problems like getting pulled over for drinking and driving. Alcoholism involves changing your neurons in the brain and creating an obsession, such as feeling the needing of drink or compulsive drinking, which is drinking at times you didn't intend or want to drink, says Latter. Tobacco abuse harms every organ in your body. It also has been linked to leukemia, cataracts, pneumonia, and accounts for 1/3 of all cancer deaths. More deaths are caused each year by the tobacco use than by HIV, illegal drug use, alcohol use, motor vehicle injuries, suicide, and murders combined. Smokeless or spit tobacco is not a safe alternative to smoking. It contains the same addictive and cancer-causing chemicals as a cigarette. The importance of the knowledge of the effect of alcohol and tobacco can help others say no to drugs and alcohol. There is more effects than there are short-term. There is more effects of damaging than there is short-term feel-goods. So you get more damage by drinking alcohol and smoking tobacco than you do feeling good at that short period of time. Overall, knowing the facts can help prevent the damages that can be caused by tobacco and alcohol. It can also save lives if one more person is known about these facts. If you know somebody that is fighting alcoholism or is abusing alcohol, you could also contact for help at 1-800-222-1222, or you could also go to drugabuse.com. For tobacco help, you could call the toll free number at 1-800-QUIT NOW, also 1-800-784-8669.